Niger Delta short road, talking peace and development in the Niger Delta. The Niger Delta region, a region born with so much resources. This is the region that is known as the financial base of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But comparing the amount of resources taken from this region to the federal government, the amount of development cannot be compared to what the federal government is taking from this region. So on that note, today on the program, the Niger Delta Chatroom Show, where we talk peace and development in the Niger Delta. Our leader, a great stakeholder in the Niger Delta development, is on the hot seat. Mitchell Dow Bimenetams Okumbre is my name. Don't go away. We'll be right back immediately after this break. Then we will be meeting our guest. Niger Delta Short Road, talking peace and development in the Niger Delta. In case you're joining the program, this is the Niger Delta Chatroom Show, where we talk peace and development in the Niger Delta. On the hot seat is no other person but Chief Kalaiti Jephthah, the Obadiah of Nembe clan, Bayelsa State. He is a lecturer in the Niger Delta University. He is also a member of the National ESCO of Pandev, and is an elder of the Ijaw Youth Council Worldwide, and a former treasurer of the Ijaw National Congress, and is also a former aspirant of the just concluded ANC. So, Daddy, you're welcome to the Niger Delta Chatroom Show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, my dear brother.
Yeah, so quickly, you are on the hot seat to talk peace and development in the Niger Delta. So, first, how would you define a typical Ijaw man?
A typical Ijaw man is traditionally a person who lives in the south part of Nigeria.
Okay.
That speaks his own language.
Ijaw language.
Yes.
People say that the Ijaw language is one of the oldest language in planet Earth. Do you agree with that?
I do.
Okay.
Although I'm not as old as the beginning of the world, but I got to know along the line that the Ijaw people have always been their longest among any few tribes that existed. And so it will not be out of place to accept or agree or put it on record that we own one of the largest and oldest custom and culture and tradition in the history of mankind.
Okay. So what area are you from in the Ijaw Nation?
I'm from Nembe Kingdom.
Nembe Kingdom?
Yes.
That you are talking about Bayelsa State?
In Bayelsa State.
So how is the Nembe culture and the Nembe people?
Nembe people, we are not nomadic.
Okay.
We are stable people. And we practice the intrinsic Ijaw matters of wrestling, fishing, okay, and in extension, marriage matters.
Okay. Where are you from? How developed is Nembe when you talk about political dividend? Is Nembe developed?
Ordinarily, if development is expected from government, I will say that, particularly the federal government, I will say that there is no development.
No development.
But by virtue of Nembe as a people who have lived for so many years, we have gotten to fix ourselves in a situation where we have nurtured the capability, okay, and the forbearance to make provision and develop ourselves, even infrastructurally, as much as possible. And so we are not developed, but we are comfortable.
Okay, but can you drive your car to Nembe, to your community?
Presently? Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
It had been possible due to the contributions of the Niger Delta Development Commission and the old and new governors of Bayelsa State, they have, including Senator Diri, including Timothy Silva,
Okay.
and the rest of the governors, in
Okay.
their own ways, they have contributed for this road to be complete. And I think it's about one of the best roads in the South.
Wow, in the South. All right, I'll tell you that Chief Kalaiti Jephthah, the Obadiah of Nebe Clown, is on the hot seat. Like he said, Nebe community is having one of the best roads in the Niger Delta. So now let's go straight to the Niger Delta matters because you're to talk development. To you, what is your take compared to the number of amount of resources from the Niger Delta to the federal ports compared to the development that you see as an elder statesman? Are you in any way satisfied?
Very, very dissatisfied, because the Niger Delta as a region, in our resources put together, exceeds the entire resources of the federal government of Nigeria, from Sokoto, Abeokuta, all that combined together is not equal to what we produce as resources to feed the country Nigeria. And more important too, we are actually the feeding bottle. The food basket and the rest of them call themselves what they are.
Yes.
But we are the feeding bottle of Nigeria, the Niger Delta.
So, but federal government do say that leaders like you are the cause of the lack of development in the region. Do you agree with that?
If leaders like me could have been responsible for the lack of development in the region, then we could as well say that why would leaders like us exist and then such resources exist in the region?
Because some of the projects were given to some persons to develop in their various communities and states, yet nothing was achieved.
I am not so sure categorically that such projects so mentioned are given to indigenes of specific areas.
Okay.
They could have given such projects and the contract and the billions to non-indigenes and use it to siphon monies that could have taken care of the development of our region. There are very, very few people who are from this region that will be happy to just put money in their pockets and not do anything in development of contracts.
On that note, what will not be your take on Niger Delta sons and daughters that embezzled allocations made for development to develop the region? What will be your take on that? Because that is what the federal government is saying.
If they are Niger Deltas, it would be proper for the federal government to undertake the process of naming those persons.
After all, the NDDC contract scam, forensic names, they haul from there.
But yes, the NDDC project pointed out so many other non-Niger Deltas, that spiraled, orchestrated, you understand, and managed the movement of such contracts.
So to you now, what you're saying as an elder in the region, that none of the Niger Delta sons is responsible for the lack of development in the region.
Be very infinitesimal, very minute, that one or two persons from among us could have also collaborated.
All right, I'll tell you that the program is still the Niger Delta Chatroom Show, where we talk peace and development in the Niger Delta region. On the hot seat, talking way forward for peace and development in the Niger Delta is Chief Kalaiti Jephthah, the Obadiah of Nebe Cloud. He's on the hot seat talking way forward for peace and development in the Niger Delta, with a special focus on the Ijaw Nation development. Okay, Chief, now let's come to the Ijaw Nation development. Today, are the Ijaw people united? Because I had a professor on the hot seat some time ago. The man said the Ijaw people are only united in times of crisis.
We are expected to be united.
Expected to be united.
Yes.
That means we are not united. They are not united.
However,
Okay.
based on skirmishes of differences, okay, sometimes the Ijaw as a language also have dialects in that language.
Okay.
So we may even be divided on account of dialectical differences.
Okay.
The Okrika language,
Yes.
the Okrika dialect, the Calabar dialect, the Nembe dialect, the Kolokuma dialect, the Opokuma dialect. No, there are so many different dialects within the Ijaw language. That alone gives room for division. And those pockets of differences in culture and customs also make a difference. Sometimes a simple issue of salt water and fresh water makes a difference. You understand? And in view of that, even our marriage system too may be different. Even the tying of wrapper, sometimes we tackle it on the left, others tackle it on the right. But we are all some people. Therefore, even in development, okay, the very flood situation may differ, okay, in the erection of construction systems. There are some kind of fish that exist in some part of Ijaw land, because those fish do not exist in saltwater.
So practically, what you're saying that the unity in Ijaw Nation is not 100%.
It's not 100%. Now, returning back to the professor who said, crisis unite us.
Oh.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Okay. Because irrespective of our division, okay, no Ijaw man is willing or accepting that we will allow crisis to divide us. Or when there are crises, we must join together and face the Waterloo together. It is in the course of our unity we will conquer and save Ijaw, our father.
I like the way you just use the cause of our unity. We'll speak and fight together as one Ijaw people.
As one Ijaw people.
Now let me take you to Edo State. The Ijaws in Edo State are facing serious balkanization. Since the era of politics up to today, the Ijaws in Edo State have not been given nothing like a commissioner or a councillor. Recently, even the Edo people are saying that there is no Ijaw in their land, that the land belongs to the Benin people, the Oba of Benin. So as an elder, what is your take on that to realize?
In my own estimation and perception, the Ijaw people in Edo State have not been that organized.
Okay.
Because of the sparse population of Ijaw people in Edo State. So the courage, the wherewithal to say no, okay, to any possible oppression, okay, is not possible. This being that we are weakened by way of our fewer number of population.
But the resources in Edo State, the crude oil, is in Ijaw land, Gelegele and the rest.
It's in Ijaw land, but
much is taken and nothing is given.
Unfortunately, after all, even the oil in our own Bayelsa State Ijaw land is taken by the federal government anyway. You understand? And because of the power, authority of the Oba, the sender, he will be able to hoodwink the federal government and get something for the sake of the oil.
Okay.
But not for Ijaw people.
So as an Ijoma, what do you think is the way forward between the Ijaws and the Edo State government?
Ordinarily, the area where Ijaw people stay, the territory where Ijaw people live,
they are in three local governments
that constitute that much oil, okay, should have been carved into different states.
Different local government.
Look, a different state from Edo State.
Okay.
You understand? It is only then that the Ijaw man will be in a position to control what belongs to Ijaw people in their own land.
So your best advice now on between the Edo Ijaws
Is to push for
it should push for a state and local governments of their
and
own.
of our own. Of
Okay.
Ijaw people. Otherwise, you'll be out there. You'll be outnumbered. Okay, even if we can violently suppress or repress the non-Ijaw people, they are more. They are so much more. You understand? And so their spread will eventually, let's say, as fire drives out fire. Okay, their spread of fire will drive us our fire.
My guest is no other person but Chief Kalaiti Jephthah, the Obadiah, one of Nebe clan. People see Pandev as a body. Tell us more about the activities of Pandev and the Niger Delta development.
Pandev constitutes of all the Niger Delta states. Pandev is in a position to speak on behalf of the Niger Delta region.
People say that since the demise of Pa Ike Clark, Pandev has been very silent.
Pandev had been very voiceful in the beginning of the demise of Ike Clark.
Okay.
However, the reason for the silence of Pandev is more based on the non-cooperation of the state governments, the Niger Delta state governors that have not cooperated or participated in the affairs of Pandev. Pandev covers all of the Niger Delta states.
The entire South.
And defends, propagate, okay, everything that concerns us. Their time was when Wike had small issue with Pandev. Okay. But Wike is Pandev also. You understand? Along the line, he get to realize the necessity of his own patriotism and was able to cooperate as mildly as he could. But like you rightly say, in the absence of Ike Clark, people that would make that much noise, okay, who have lived long enough, who have served the federal government, okay, in various highly esteemed capacities, are not that much there. Our present chairman, Ambassador Igale, is doing the very best he can, and indeed is doing the very best. If there were anything more he need to do, he is doing it. But the esteem with which they place on the aura of Ike Clark is missing. Okay. Some of it is missing. So he too is treading on grounds, okay, without having to derogate anybody's impressions.
Okay. To you now, how would you describe Pa Ike Clark as a person?
There come a time when Ike Clark was no longer a human being.
Yeah, okay.
You understand that? He was alive, but he had become a god. You know, so most younger people actually considered him worshipable. Should worship him. So he is gone, but he still permeates among us. So every now and then, sometimes, in the course of our meetings, people cry for his physical absence. He had been so much to the Ijaw Nation. He had been so much to the Niger Delta. He had been so much to Nigeria. So as long as we stay alive, okay, we will continue to hold him in the highest esteem, okay, that any man deserves.
Ike Clark is always known to call national meeting for the entire Niger Delta and for the entire Ijaw people. Today, do you see any son from the Niger Delta or Ijaw that can call a general meeting that entire Ijaw people will gather? Do you see anyone today?
anyone today that can
call a general meeting
call a
for
general
Niger Delta
meeting
gathering or Ijaw Nation
as
gathering.
close to as it could be to Ike Clark's level is still Ambassador Igale.
Igali.
The only shortfall he may have is the failure of cooperation. Okay, being that he is modest, see, he is very diplomatic. Okay, he does not have that aggression to command. A lot of the people are older than him.
Okay.
You understand that? Ike Clark was older than most of all the people.
All the people. Yeah.
So he can command. He can aggressively tell you anything. Okay. And you will still say, we're sorry, sir. Ambassador Igale is growing.
Okay.
Is growing. And by the grace of God. By the grace of God. And so much as his writings and everything have been so recognized and he's contributing so much, there will be a time when all of us will bow to the direction and focus he is leading us.
So what would you say about the clamor and call for someone like government Tompolo, that Tompolo should be the 001, the number one leader of Ijaw people, that Tompolo can call the meeting, everybody? Do you see that call for Tompolo to be given the national leader of Ijaw Nation? As a PANDEP member, what's your take on that?
Ordinarily, I would not have had myself to say anything on this.
Okay.
But the highest level of possibility that Tompolo can achieve is the capability of financing such meetings.
Okay.
I don't know about the rest of character. I don't know about any other thing. But financially,
he can call the meeting.
He can and fund it.
Fund it, and everybody will attend.
May be able to attend.
Because of the
because of finances.
Okay. And talking about that, recently, I think you are a former treasurer of the Ijaw National Congress. Now, let's talk about the INC. Recently, the INC concluded an election. The governor of Bayelsa State came that election cannot be accepted by the entire Ijaw Nation, that he is the governor general of the Ijaw Nation. Then secondly, he said that the inauguration of the ESCO, of the present INC ESCO led by Mbadue, is illegal, that INC leaders cannot be inaugurated in Delta State. So to you as a PANDEF member and also as a former contestant in the INC leadership, what will you say that is happening to INC, and what's your take on all these problems?
Ordinarily speaking, the issues surrounding the controversy of the present INC are numerous. As numerous as they are, they might just be that few, being so far yet so close. In the first place, I have not encountered any day when ANC elections have been conducted outside Ijaw House.
Ijaw House, okay.
And I have never also experienced ANC inauguration being done outside Ijaw House. The various activities, that we are experiencing now is simply an indication and a confirmation, that we are not together. We are not together. Now, according to one American, Perot, he was an independent candidate of American presidency. He said, money talks, bullshit works.
Money talks, bullshit works. So that's what is happening in Ijaw Nation now.
To some extent.
Okay.
It is not even easy to inaugurate the INC anywhere else except the Ijaw house. But now it is seemingly easy because of the same issue of possibility to fund.
So are you now saying that we're going to be having a fractional INC?
We will not have a fractional INC no matter how long it takes.
Okay.
We have had, in my ESCO, we had 2 ESCO due to controversy. Omufurwo was our president, Barrister Omufurwo was our president, and one way or the other, some of us claimed that they have impeached him. You understand? I was the treasurer. They have impeached him. And so they constituted another ESCO. Omufurwo also legally followed the constitution. Okay? And then came to Ijaw House, secured the attention of the CITRE. Okay? And then was given permission to conduct an election to replace the other ones because he said they were not legally functional.
Okay.
So there were 2 ESCOs. Fortunately for me, I was the only ESCO that served as treasurer for both ESCOs.
Both ESCOs.
You understand that? Okay. It was silent, and we did not herald it as something so humongous that people likely did not know all of it. Okay. However, it was difficult. Like 9 years, about 13 years had passed. We could not get a replacement of these 2 ESCOs.
So to you now, as a leader in Ijaw Nation and an elder statesman, between the Ijaw National Congress president and the Bayelsa State governor, who should Ijaw Nation look up to or respect or take a statement? Who is the one of Ijaw Nation between the INC and the Governor General?
The Ijaw National Congress, okay, is all Ijaw people.
Okay.
Beyond Bayelsa State. Okay. But Bayelsa State is the Jerusalem of all Ijaw people.
So to you, INC, okay.
Therefore,
okay.
The governor who owns everything in Bayelsa State. Okay, physical things in Bayelsa State, okay, cannot be subjugated.
Okay.
You understand now? Cannot be subjugated. Because he is the governor of Bayelsa State. He is the governor general of all his own people.
So to you now, the voice of the governor is the voice of Ijaw Nation, not the voice of INC president?
No, it's not like that.
Okay.
We don't compete them.
Okay.
We don't compare them.
Because that is what is happening now.
But that is not what is happening.
That's the fight.
What is happening is funding.
Funding.
You understand that? Willingness to fund.
Okay.
Okay. The governor may not have that kind of willingness to spread his own people's money. Okay, because it is not his money, so he will not just squander it in funding everything.
Everything, okay.
But anybody can squander his own money. You understand that?
Okay. So to you now, will you accept Mbadiwe as your INC president?
Because of how far we have gone.
Okay.
Because of how far we have gone. In the beginning, I was not interested in Mbadiwe at all.
Okay.
Because the LECO even disqualified me, you understand now, and made me non-Ijaw man. My children in America ended up calling me, you say you're Ijaw, you have been boasting about being Ijaw, and now your very Ijaw people have disowned you. Yeah. I cried. You understand now? But because of the necessity that we must be together. Because if we don't be together, who will come and defend me if somebody comes from somewhere to beat me?
Yeah.
You understand that? So, Mbadiwe, it has been overtaken by events.
Okay. Government
is undergoing the process of uniting. You see, that is where I'm telling you that, you understand that the governor has a role to play. Even the role to play that will unite the people who could have been his competitors.
So also, will I take you on the hot seat that you, as a former treasurer of INC, under the Ijaw Nation, said you people failed woefully. Would you agree?
I will not agree, and I never heard him say we failed woefully.
Okay, so tell us some of the success of Okaba-led leadership.
I was not a part of his ESCO.
Okay, you're not part of his
I
ESCO.
was not. I was part of Senebo and then Ogufurubo.
Okay, so you don't
that handed over to Okaba.
to Okaba. So how, as a stakeholder, how would you assess Okaba leadership and the movement
in
for INC?
One philosophic writer says that nothing is too great or too small, except by comparison. And in political governance, they said, what is best administered is best administered.
Okay.
If you have administered, if you are the only person to administer something, then whatever you are doing is the best.
It's the best.
So whenever Okaba was in governance, okay, as president of INC, there was no other person competing with him.
But they said he was doing the job of the spokesman and also doing the job of president, and so it was a divided house.
So that was the best. That was the best they did.
Okay.
Okay? Because there is no other person doing another thing but him. So that was the best. You know, another government will come in, and then that government will do the best.
So to you, he did his best.
He did his best.
Okay.
Let's put it like that.
Okay. All right, I tell you that the program is still the Niger Delta Short Room Show, where we talk peace and development in the Niger Delta. And my guest is no other person but Chief Kalaiti Jephthah, the Obadiah of Nebe Clown. Now, they say that charity begins at home. You are from Bayelsa State.
Yes.
Now, let's talk a little of Bayelsa State development before we wrap up. So quickly, the Doye Diri performance, how would you assess it? He's the man walking. Is Doye Diri actually using the resources of Bayelsas judiciously in terms of developing the state?
Because I have mentioned that what is best administered is best administered. And nothing is too great or too small, except by comparison. If we are going to compare Doye Diri with any other person, the resources he is getting today far exceeds the resources they had today. And so, on the level of the resources he is receiving, and by virtue of the performance he has executed, well, he's doing.
And can you compare the resources he has received to the number of projects on ground?
Now that mathematics I cannot do.
Okay.
But what he has done was not done before. Whatever he's doing now was never done before. At least we have an international stadium
Coming up.
We have an international motor park coming up. If nothing at all, there are some roads. Do you understand that? All those roads could still have been done.
Now, I was told that the governor has finally kicked out NEPA from Bayelsa State. That Bayelsa State is enjoying steady power.
No, that is not true.
It's not true.
It is not. I don't know if he has kicked NEPA out of the state. But to be very frank and honest, there is no light in Bayelsa State.
There's no light.
There's no light. Yeah. Okay. But the governor has not said now there is light.
Well, recently, some days ago, some areas in Bayelsa State have been celebrating steady light all through the weeks.
I don't know. There is no place in Bayelsa State that celebrates
light for 1 week, 2 weeks.
There's no such place.
Are you very sure?
If such places exist, let's say Bayelsa Medical University. Perhaps in Banao side, there may be light on a regular basis. However, it is not in Yinagua that people can beat their chest and say we have light.
Okay, let me take you on the recent IYC election, because I saw you there and other leaders playing a very critical role so that the next INC might not have fraction. So Presently, as a leader, what could be your possible word of advice for IYC leadership?
Well, so far, the founding fathers of IYC have succeeded to ensure that peaceful elections are conducted, and there will be no more dissenting
Voices.
voices or disagreement of ESCO. However, because the transient nature of human being is very unpredictable, so such things may recur.
Okay.
So my advice, my suggestion is that let us keep the pace that the elders, the leaders, we have jointly worked together. The INC is still hollow, empty, discordant, and cacophonous. We are not together. We do not have the INC leadership to take over office because peace has not been resolved.
Okay.
Reconciliation has not been achieved. The same persons who were being reconciled, okay, in the INC situation are the same people who now turn around to reconcile the IYC for Ijaw Nation. So such a thing is possible only when we reach out to the principals involved. Because the Ogoribas and the rest of us who worked it out for the IYC to be stable now were never called to be part of that reconciliation process in the INC. So we are waiting. Reports have been made, but we are waiting. They just need peace. We need to work together.
Can we really get absolute peace in the Niger Delta?
Peace is golden, and peace is the way. We can get peace. It may be uneasy. You understand?
Yeah.
The peace may be uneasy calm, but
We can get it.
Yes, we can.
All right.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so thank you very much for being on the show. But before I will let you go, I want you to look straight to my camera. Election is around the corner. The Ijaw Nation will be going for election. Our youth, what will be your advice to the Ijaw Nation for the upcoming election and for us to have peace and development in the Niger Delta region? I want to look the camera and just give us an advice.
The Ijaw Nation should together put hands and work and support the same cause.
Okay.
Whosoever that is pro South, that is pro Ijaw, should be supported, because it is in that support that we'll have someone who will defend and take care of our region and pursue our ideals and our goals. Thank you.
That has been our show. Thank you very much, Chief, for being on the hot seat to talk peace and development. We'll call on you again when the needs arise. All right, viewers, that has been our show this week. Next week, another guest will be on the hot seat to talk peace and development on the hot seat on the Niger Delta Chatroom Show. Remember, the Niger Delta is the feeding bottle of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. From me to you, always give out a smile. I remain Mitchell Dow Bimene Tams Okumbre. Bye-bye and have a pleasant night rest. Niger Delta Chatroom, talking peace and development in the Niger Delta.